Heretofore, my comments were and are meant to always stimulate dialogue, as can be conversations for discussions, not debates, that can sometimes give a voice to people who ordinarily don't have a voice. Firstly, the question essentially posed is whether an isolated group of public servants with an insulated group of local people, elites, have the right to be the voice of their community. And for people who do not connect with them, they will not give them a voice or right to speak. In our society, it's based on demand and supply. It's a part of a free society. How can leaders formulate and initiate programs designed for everyday working classes, the poor, if they don't walk among them, know them by their individual names? Jobs are created from the programs that they conceive of based on the idea that they know what's best for poor people. These jobs are filled by friends or relatives. My position is, as we move about 79th Street on South Shore Drive, and we see the work on the streets, which presumably will result in property values ultimately being increased. But at what price to people whose opinions have never been sought as to the impact on their lives that these projects will have? As we move inside the premises of South Shore Food and Liquors, please note the rotting fruit on display, the sparsity of choices to purchase, for example, of vegetables. The owner obviously is sustaining a loss because his customers are not buying these vegetables. His solution is frozen and canned versions of produce that would normally be sold from fruit and vegetable counters. He is thereby cutting his losses, and by providing these products, he provides for his particular customer the items that they will actually buy or purchase. Unless an ordinance is instituted, the theory of supply and demand would include him having the same rights as, say, Walgreens has to sell alcohol or liquors products. Due to the dangers of street violence, especially for people without vehicles, and parents, for example, who run out of milk and or / Pampers, or elderly people who want to buy food such as bread, lunch meats at late hours from a food desert, this is very inconvenient. It would be more logical for individuals within the community to begin to understand the needs of the people of that community, to learn to build bridges with the vendors and people doing business in those communities, such that each can profit from the other. I'm sure logic would tell you that if people were buying the vegetables and produce and everything that supermarkets normally provide to their customers, these merchants would be very happy to sell them those items. So common sense says that the customers that they provide service to are not buying those particular items. We must begin to educate as well as regulate the various types of businesses in our community to make them more relatable to the needs of that community.
2% bond. 217, 2% bond. 217, 2% bond. 612.
All for evening, right? So it's 612.
So I just want me to detail the actual store.
Yes, may I ask your name, please?
Tamika.
Okay, Tamika. You've been employed for the store about how long?
Approximately 5 months.
I have seen Mr. Tyson and the others often insist people buying liquor or cigarettes be carded. Often when they appear to be old enough to buy the items. Are you always here so stringent?
Yes, because the law says you have to card them unless they're over 30. Yeah.
Okay. So in other words, you don't take any chances on anything going wrong or anything?
No.
Okay. So they might have somebody undercover trying to tell. Okay.
You're not your parent. You don't know.
Do you and the store, your fellow employees, Mr. Tyson, do you know your customers generally on a first name basis?
Yes.
Okay. And you get along with them, right?
Yes.
Okay. We you know, in other words, you joke with them and all of that, right? Makes the time go by fast.
Yep.
Okay. I've seen Mr. Tyson order people who were inebriated to leave out of his store, and other people not to loiter on the premises. Is this his and all of yours constant policies here?
Yes. Always.
How do you handle difficult matters as they must sometimes occur?
We may ask the customer to leave. If we can't get the customer to leave, then we call 911.
Are the police much help?
Yeah, pretty much for the good, yeah.
Do you feel safe working here?
Yes.
What do you think of while other stores operate behind bulletproof shields, you all here operate pretty much exposed to the public? How do you feel about that?
It feels good. I mean, that you're not suffocated behind the counter. So, I mean, it's good to be out.
Okay. Okay, so overall, I guess you give it a pretty good grade here. And you say you've been working here approximately how long?
I've been working here about 5 months.
Okay.
But I worked at one of the other stores for over 12 years.
Oh, okay.
I do have it.
Thank you very much. Okay, now, if we can proceed to speak with this gentleman here. You're also an employee here. Mr. Tyson's store, are you not?
Wait a second.
Your name, please. John, how long have you been employed here?
I've been employed here 7 months.
Okay. Were you employed elsewhere for Mr. Tyson?
No, just this store.
Okay. How do you find yourself? Are you comfortable working here? Do you get along with the people and all of that?
Yes, I'm very comfortable. I love working here. The people in the neighborhood are nice.
And you know them also most of them on a first name basis.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel it threatening any time by any of the customers coming to and from in the house out of the store here? Do you?
No, I don't feel threatened at all.
Okay. Mr. Tyson, he employs the security guards here, I believe, in the evening, right along the daytime. Why would you? Do you think it's necessary during the daytime that this situation have to occur?
No.
The store is pretty safe.
Yes, pretty safe.
No incidents.
No incidents at all.
Okay. Again, we come to the question of, in terms of who you sell your liquor and cigarettes to, you have never seen any out of the ordinary type situations or anything like that. In other words, you're cautioned against any kind of situations that might come up that would jeopardize the store and all of that. Okay. So, basically, I guess that's about all I can have. That King here again. I'm speaking to what we might call our man on the street segment. I have a question for this gentleman. He's one of the local gentlemen in the community. He does not have a PhD. He does not have any kind of a major degree. But I have often been of a mind that people on the street know more about what's going on in their community than the guy who's sitting in a college somewhere or off in Washington, not even communicating. As we look around, sir, let me ask you a question. As we look around, this area here, and then we look back over this way, I want to know, is this a form of American style apartheid?
Yes, it is.
And what way would you say so?
Okay, for one reason, I've been over the Southshore Community for over 40 years. And I know for a fact that they boxing us out, basically. And they going slow by slow. A man over here will not be able to afford to live over here if he ain't got at least $1,500 a month for a studio. Okay? This here project that they got going on right here, it is designed to phase us out. Okay? They building that mall over there, they run the road through there. It is basically fundamentally designed to phase us out. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Plus we got the gang activity over here. That's another reason that they moving over here so quick. The white people want this back. Simple as that. They want it back.
Well, let me ask you another question. Is it strange how most affluent places like college universities, Hyde Park, exist either in the middle or close to have-nots, and the have-nots have-not don't affect them? None of this has impact upon them.
But everybody affects everybody. Everybody, we all together. Everybody affects everybody. And you cannot separate one group or one people without having a community. So everybody affects everybody.
I heard on the news last week the wealthy don't necessarily pay taxes. If not, who does pay their share of taxes?
The poor people.
How would you say this?
Because the poor people are paying more taxes. You got people like Romney and